Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. I'm Kevin. We'll be on here for the next hour answering all your questions. Stoked to have you guys here for the live chat. Also going to be announcing when we're coming to snowboard in New Zealand and Australia. We recently got those flights booked, and we've also got our place booked in Chile as well. So stoked to talk to you guys about all of our upcoming summer/winter Southern Hemisphere plans. And yeah, stoked to be here. I've got a new set up for you guys. Got a new backdrop and some new things set up. Shout out to everyone that has supported the channel through live chats or through Patreon. You guys definitely helped to up the production quality with lighting and with some set design and things like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. When you guys ask me a question too, it'd be awesome to hear where you guys are asking from. I know that we have people all over the world coming in to ask some snowboard questions. So thank you guys all for tuning in. And yeah, let's get into it. Just going to scroll down, give some people some shout outs for tuning in. We've already got 51 people on the live chat, 8 likes. Thank you guys all so much. We got Carmela King says, great to see the new setup. Awesome. Thanks, Carmela. Thanks all you guys for the support. And we got Beeswax says, come to Torora Fields on Mount Ruapehu. Yeah, so we've actually heard a lot about Mount Ruapehu down in New Zealand. I think that's on the North Island, so that's a possibility, is to get down there. That'd be pretty cool to, so we are going to be in New Zealand. I'll announce that shortly. And we got In Motion SLB. He says, what's up? In Motion, thanks for tuning in. I know it's late for you guys over there in the UK, so shout out to everyone over in Europe for staying up late here with us. And Adam, Bad Riders, he's down in Australia. Thanks, man, for, I think it's the morning in Australia, so thanks for tuning in. Yeah, sick, guys. Just going to move one thing. All right. And we got Kim, shout out Kim, thanks for tuning in. Catman Snow from Sweden. We got No Board on here. What's up, No Board? I recently saw No Board on Instagram. He ordered a Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. And yeah, shout out No Board. Thanks for picking up a beanie, man. Adam says, what's up, crew from Waterloo? Oh, is that Waterloo, Ontario, I wonder? He says, Ice Coast. Okay, I think it is. Checking in. Team Orca. Nice. Yeah, so I actually recently brought my Orca in to get repaired. In Whistler here, there's this place called CSM, I think it's like CSM Whistler, but they do like board repairs and ski repairs and everything. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Nathan down at CSM Whistler for fixing up the Orca there for me. We got Adam, and we got Just Owl, Orange Please. Carrie Pierce, what's up, Carrie? Garrett Penley, what's up, Garrett? Derek B. Awesome, guys. Just going to scroll down to the first question. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in. And Adam Bad Riders with the first super chat, $10 Australian. Thanks, man, for all your support. He says, hey, Kev, that repair to the Orca looked gnarly. How did you do that damage to the board? Oh, and stoked to hear some Aussie plans. I'd love to catch some laps with you boys if you do get here. Awesome, Adam. Yeah, so basically with the Orca, I don't know exactly what happened, but when the guy at the shop started taking it apart to look at the damage, there was a crack in the base. So I suspect that at some point I just hit that part of the board on a rock or a tree. There was some like scratches in that area too, like not like a noticeable impact, but I feel like it was possibly my fault. Just something hit there and cracked some of the wood on the inside. So what he does, he takes all that cracked wood out and then he fills it with like a foam that like just hardens and like seals properly. So it should come out looking like 100%. But yeah, there was definitely a crack in the base. And then the Aussie plan. So I think we land in, so we get to New Zealand September 4th. And so we're in New Zealand, we're going to be riding at Cardrona until like September 15th. And then on September 15th, we fly to Sydney. And right now the plan is to drive to Jindabyne and snowboard again, like around Perisher and Threadbow. So Adam, if you can make it out there, it'd be awesome to hang out and get some laps with you, Adam, in Perisher or Threadbow. So that's the plan. So we're going to be in Australia from the 15th until the 21st. So I don't think we're snowboarding we're probably snowboarding for sure the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. So at least 5 days of snowboarding, maybe a day or two more. But that's the plan at the moment. And man, if you think we should go to the other spots too, I know like you usually ride more towards Melbourne. So maybe we'll get down towards Melbourne as well. Or yeah, we're gonna pay attention too to like the resorts and the forecast. But so right now it's the dates are about September 15th to the 21st. All right. VK says Capita DOA. Yeah, got the DOA back there. Let me just move this out a little bit. All right. All right, everyone's tuning in. 82 people, 21 likes, 22 likes. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Hutang Mox is watching from Queenstown. Awesome. Yeah, we fly into Queenstown so it lands September 4th, I think. Yeah, it's about September 4th. LZ Studios, what's the easiest trick to learn first? Easiest trick to learn first is probably, what's the easiest trick to learn first? Probably like a 180 or actually like a tail press. Just doing like a tail press on the snow. It's probably the easiest one to learn first. And with that tail press is like not really trying to muscle it with your legs, but really moving your weight over the tail of your board. So just shifting those hips, getting them right back over your tail. And that's gonna allow you to get an easy tail press in. Good like first trick to start. Then that can like lead you on to like doing ollies, even like butter tricks on your tail. You can start pressing on your nose. And all those like butter tricks are really sort of beginner friendly. And then yeah, start practicing switch, get into some 180s, and just keep it rolling. Chris Henrik's on here with the $2 Australian super chat. Thanks, Chris. Did someone say Australia? New set looks great. Awesome. Thanks, Chris. And yeah, thank you guys again for all your support, helping to get this all set up. We actually have like 4 lights around here too. Looking a little bit bright, but I think overall it looks pretty cool. A little bit cleaner than the old look. But yeah, thanks Chris for the support, man. You guys are our sponsors, so yeah, shout out. And yeah, man, if you want to come ride in Australia, we're gonna be there. So I think we arrive on the 15th and we head out the 21st. So it's actually kind of a short trip. I don't know why we planned it so short, but we do have like 5 solid days of snowboarding in Australia. And Snowboarding Life 14 says, watching from Ohio, USA. Any new merch coming out soon? Yeah, so we've got some new beanies coming out shortly, maybe like in the next month or so. Gonna get some different colors out for you guys. So gonna maybe get some black beanies. And actually, if anyone has any requests for beanie colors, I might do like a poll on which are the, like say 3 or 4 top beanie colors that we should get going for this next winter. And Snowboard Life 14 is watching from Ohio, USA. Oh, same question. Any merch? That's the one. Adam says, backdrop looks great. Checking in from Melbourne. Shout out Melbourne, Australia. Migmar's watching from Colorado. And Always Bored watching from Vancouver. Garrett Pendley, how do you land off a jump? So landing jumps has got a lot to do with being comfortable with speed. So I would say first get comfortable riding at higher speeds, and then even just getting, once you can like ride straight and do some ollies and land straight and ride it out with some speed, that's the key for landing jumps. It's when you're not ready for that speed of the landing that you start to turn yourself in the air and putting on the brakes too early. So practice getting some speed, start small. You can even try not even hitting the actual jump itself, but just kind of going off of the roll or the knuckle of the jump and just practice. Yeah, just build it up step by step. So just getting comfortable with the smallest thing you can, landing and going straight, and then just going a little bit bigger until you just keep building that confidence up to land straight with lots of speed. And then also planning out your turn. So you don't want to like slam on your brakes all on your heels and cut all your speed at once. You kind of want to do half of a heel turn to cut some speed, and then into a toe turn to cut the rest of the speed. So that way you break it up. You're not kind of like putting everything into the heels and stuttering out. And we got Orange Please watching from Switzerland, Saxon Davis from Perisher. Awesome, we might see you down in Perisher soon. Kasaba from Hungary. Chuck Van, shout out the Aussie crew. Can't wait to have you guys again. Awesome, Chuck. Yeah, man. We'll see you guys. And you know what? We were debating whether or not we were going to be able to, because this year we're adding in going to Chile. Last year we just did New Zealand and Australia. And this year we're also going to Chile on August 1st to the 15th. So yeah, a lot of traveling, it's hard to like do so many trips. So we were really debating like whether or not we could squeeze in New Zealand and Australia, or like if we were just to do one of those countries. But I feel like if we're gonna do one, we have to do the other. It's like, it's just so close. We're already like halfway around the world. Or like on the entire other side of the world, that we have to go to both countries. And plus there's so many like, I know so many people on here tune in from Australia, and it'd be awesome to get down there, meet some of you guys, ride with some of you guys, or like grab a drink or something with you guys. So yeah, have to make the trip to Australia. Awesome. So Jordan says they're an instructor at Angel Fire NM. I'm not sure what NM is. New Mexico, maybe? I send a ton of people to your channel. Awesome. Jordan, thanks for sharing the channel and the videos around. That's epic. We'll have to get down there one time. Angel Fire. That's a cool sounding spot. Shout out Hugo, LZ Studios. Alexander McLeod says, where can I get a beanie? So Alexander, like under every video in the description, I'll have a couple links to where you can pick up beanies or stickers or hats. So yeah, under most of the videos after this live chat too, I'll put links in the description where you guys can pick up some beanies as well. And yeah, shout out to everyone that's already picked some up. Yeah, your support is epic. We got Caleb watching from New Zealand. Outdoor Billy says hi from Australia, off to Mount Bullard tomorrow. Yeah, Mount Bullard is kind of like an option too. What do you guys think? Like, what is the best spot to visit in Australia? I know Melbourne people may prefer the places closer to Melbourne, and Sydney the opposite. But yeah, what do you guys think is the best spots to go to? And Mac wants to know if we're coming to Mount Rupehu. So right now I think we're planning on going to Cardrona, like staying in Wanaka. Last time we stayed in Queenstown. This time we're gonna try staying in Wanaka. But yeah, we'll have to check out Mount Rupehu and see if it's actually maybe worth doing a few days up there. Carmela King says, love the new setup. Awesome. Thanks, Carmela. Yeah, still like working out the kinks. I actually just set up this shelf right before the live chat. Like, I think I started the live chat. I actually had to move the live chat a half hour back because I was picking up all this stuff from the post office, and just like going crazy trying to set up this shelf. So yeah, I got it set up just in time. And King says, what do you prefer in Australia, Threadbow or Perisher? Honestly, I haven't ridden Threadbow as much. I had a really good time at both. I would probably say like right now I'd like Perisher more, just because we were riding at Perisher a lot more and we had more sunny days. We're at Threadbow, we were there 2 days, and it was kind of like overcast and windy and rainy both days, so we didn't have, I think, a fair Threadbow experience. And the terrain park at Perisher seemed better as well. I don't know if that was just because of the bad weather we were having, but yeah, at the moment I like Perisher, but we'll have to give Threadbow another chance. All right, awesome questions, guys. Just gonna scroll down a little bit. Kevin Ma with a super chat. Awesome. Thanks, Kevin, for the support, man. Kevin says, hi, Kev. Thanks for the front board tips at High Cascade Snowboard Camp. Awesome, man. Landed some sketchy ones. Nice. Hashtag taco fund. Yeah, Kevin, man. Yeah, I remember when you were up there and hiking that feature and practicing and like talking to you. And yeah, stoked that it kind of helped. I know it's like with those tricks, yeah, you really need to be doing them just like have lots of time and like day after day and, you know, come back to the same feature for a few weeks to really get it locked in. But that's awesome that you kind of got some progression there. And I think like, yeah, it's funny with some of those tricks because I feel like those movements, it's like they're so easy to do just on the snow, but then once you get onto a box or a rail feature, you kind of like, it becomes a bit more tense because there's consequences. But I think if you like visualize it, that like twist or just, really committing and knowing that you're going to slide smooth, it just comes easier and easier. So yeah, stoked to meet you, Kevin, man. And yeah, maybe we'll see you back at High Cascade next summer. And yeah, appreciate the taco fund, man. That's epic. All right, just gonna scroll down. Alexander McLeod says, what boots would you recommend for freestyle? Great question, man. So I think for freestyle, you need that mix. You want to have some stability, but also them to be soft enough that you're like comfortable with the movements. Like with freestyle, you kind of want to have that movement in your boots to get into like if you're doing a trick or just just having a bit more freedom in your riding. So either a soft or a medium flex boot. Up here I got the Vans Sequels, and they're really comfortable boot, and they're like a mid flex, so they're actually probably my best boot that I've ridden in a long time. And if you want something that's softer, I'd recommend the Vans High Standard Pro. They're softer. I feel like they're a bit more, like beginner, intermediate, freestyle level boot. And they really do the trick. Another pair of boots that I liked were 32 Lashed. And they're another like softer pair of 32 boots, and I feel like those softer boots are good for intermediate beginner tricks. But yeah, if you're into kind of more like bigger tricks, higher speeds, then maybe check out a stiffer pair like these Vans Sequels. Adam with another super chat, $10. Thanks, man. He says, hit me up on InstaKev and I can help arrange a trip to Falls or Hotham if you guys are down. You got to get on the icy Victorian snow. Awesome. We got to get you on my War Pig. Nice, man. Yeah, sweet. Maybe we'll like look into possibly extending that Australian leg a little bit so that we can do like split the time between it's between this Jindabyne and like Hotham Falls Creek. But yeah, Adam, man, if you got time too, it'd be epic if you can make it over to Jindabyne for a couple of days. But yeah, I'll talk to you on Instagram. If any of you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I post stuff up there all the time. It's at Snowboard Pro Camp. And just another way to show you guys like a bit more behind the scenes kind of stuff on my Instagram. And I post up some of the full videos there as well. And Chuck Vance is watching from Jindabyne right now, about to head up to Perisher. Nice, Chuck. Epic, man. How are the conditions there? And Garrett Pendley says, are you going to be in Cali anytime this year? So we're going to check out the weather, and once the winter comes back to North America in the late fall, early winter, if there's some good snow in California and Tahoe or at Mammoth or even down by Big Bear, we'll definitely head down there. Yeah, we really want to make another California trip. Always love getting down to the States, that whole area. Just really great vibes riding in those areas. So yeah, that's our plan is to keep an eye on the weather, and if you guys are getting some good snow, we're going to come down for sure. And Snowboard Life 14 asks, hey Kevin, is TJ going to be joining for the live chat today? I don't think he might stop by, but I've sent him out some messages, so we'll see if he shows up. I think he's been out mountain biking all day, so he's pretty busy, but he might stop in. And he says, for a beanie color, I say blue. All right, good recommendation. And Adam says black or red beanies for the win. All right, got a few good ones there. Yeah, I'm really leaning towards a black Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. I think that would be pretty nice. LZ Studios, what is your favorite animal? Oh wow, that's a good one. Man, maybe like an elephant. Elephants are pretty cool. And they seem like very friendly. When I was in Thailand, I saw a lot of elephants, so that was awesome. Something's like there's just the size of them makes them something else. Austin wants to know, do you stretch before runs? I was at Mount Hood and kept getting cramped up major. Oh, major cramps. Yeah, that's kind of odd, but I usually do try to stretch every time before I go snowboarding. I think it definitely helps. Get into a routine, stretching before you ride, even stretching at night. If you can stretch for like an hour a day, that sounds like a lot, but if you can just spend an hour, there's so many things you can stretch out, and I think it'll help with your cramping too. Maybe try drinking some more water or something. That might help with cramps. And Cameron Elliott came to say hi from New Zealand. I'm up on the mountain having lunch right now. Sick, Cameron. Which mountain are you at, man? I think we're coming to Cardrona, so wonder if you're up there. And Santi Marto says, hi, Kev from Argentina. You guys have to make a trip here sometime. You'll love it. Yeah, definitely. So this year we're going to Chile. And so the first week we're going to spend it at Nevados de Chillán. I guess that's like about 5 or 6 hours south of Santiago. So we've got a week book there, and we're keeping an eye on the weather for the second week that we're in Chile. But yeah, definitely have to make it out to Argentina next summer because, yeah, we've heard lots of people telling us that Argentina is incredible too. So first trip down, go to Chile, and then second one, we'll hit up Argentina for sure. Dream Chaser says, hey, Kevin, can't wait to meet you in Australia. Thanks for igniting the fire in snowboarding for me. Much respect to TJ and yourself. Awesome, thanks. Stoked that we helped to light a fire. That's sick, man. And Garrett says, thank you so much. You should come to Bear Valley in California. I work as a lift operator there. Yeah, Garrett, man. Yeah, we'll hopefully we'll make it down to Bear, and we'll be on one of your lifts. And Miles Lamb says, I've been really looking at the Never Summer Ripsaw lately. Do you have any experience with the Ripsaw? And if so, what are your thoughts about what I can handle? Watching from Georgia, USA. I've heard great things about Never Summer boards. I've never ridden the Ripsaw, and it'd be hard for me to recommend it to you. I'm not sure if you can handle it. Maybe you probably can. Yeah, man, I know that's like a really popular board. A lot of people love the Ripsaw, so maybe if it's a board that looks good to you, go for it. And we got No Board with a €5 super chat. Thanks for the support, No Board. No Board says, any plans to meet the NZ Joy Division David? Hashtag fun fund. Yeah, we're definitely going to be, I don't know if David's going to be down there because David lives in Auckland. But yeah, if David can make the trip out to Wanaka for the week or whatever, we'll definitely be hanging out with David. And yeah, it'd be great to see David. Yeah, he's one of my favorite YouTubers for sure. Friend of the channel, and yeah, it would be great to get to see David down there. Maddie wants to know again, where in Chile are you heading? So yeah, we're going to Nevados de Chillán. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, it's about 5 hours south of Santiago. All right. Chuck Van says, I'm biased, but New South Wales resorts are where it's at. If going to South Falls Creek would be my pick. Okay, cool. Falls Creek is your peak. If yeah, going south of Jindabyne, I guess. And Joseph says, the biggest entities online, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, where things will go in the future. In the future, like regarding snowboarding, you mean? Joseph, maybe the biggest entities online, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on where things will go in the future. I guess like maybe I can tell you where I think the future of Snowboard Pro Camp maybe. Yeah, I definitely want to make just as much content as possible. Trying to do it daily. Hard to in the summertime. But yeah, just trying to really just make the kind of content that's inspiring to myself and some content that I know that you guys would enjoy, or the videos that I think people could yeah, really benefit from. So trying to touch on all ability levels across all sort of like aspects of snowboarding, and really just kind of create almost like an encyclopedia of snowboarding. So if there's any topic that people have questions about, it'd be great to have a video out there to answer people's questions. And then on top of that, just having those videos where the travel videos where we're going to new places and maybe just showing people what it's like to snowboard in Australia or New Zealand, or when we go to Japan, and sharing that with people, so that if people are wondering if it's worth it to do a trip, say to Chile, then we can show people that, and then hopefully people, if it looks great, they'll sort of follow what we did and maybe do a trip themselves. So that's kind of like the goal with the channel, and just continue to grow it. I think this year we're gonna hit like 500,000 subscribers sometime in the next year, and like 100 million views. So just to continue to go on that trend of just keep continuing to grow the channel. And yeah, that's about it for now. And be safe and healthy while doing it. That's number one. All right. LZ Studio says, where's the best spot to mount my GoPro? I think if you're gonna be filming yourself, or I think the best place to mount it is at the end of a pole, and then just ride and switch up the angles as you ride. So have it in front of you sometimes, have it behind you, have it beside you. And yeah, for filming yourself, I feel like that's the best way to watch. If you don't have someone else to film you and you're just doing it solo, I feel like at the end of a pole, getting a few different angles, that's the best way. Callum Lee wants to know if you've ever been to England. Yeah, I've been there a couple times. We snowboarded indoor at the Hemel Hempstead indoor slope. Just one sort of evening for like an hour or so. That's about all we've done. But yeah, I've been to England in general a few times, and I think I'm going back to England sometime this fall. So I don't know if I'm going to be at Hemel Hempstead, but definitely just to visit. All right. And V Mezian says, if you had to compare the Ride Super Pig versus the Deep Thinker, what would you say their differences are and similarities are? Yeah, I think those boards are pretty similar. I haven't had the chance to ride the Super Pig yet, but the Deep Thinker, my impressions of it, it's kind of like a good sort of do everything snowboard. It's stiff enough for carving, for riding with speed. It's got a bit of a taper, so the nose is a little bit bigger than the tail for floating in some powder. And it's also, I think, like twin style enough so that you can do some freestyle with it as well. So it's kind of like a good do everything kind of board, but I don't know how it compares to the Super Pig because I haven't had the chance to ride that one yet, but would love to get on it at some point. Martin says, I'm riding a flat rocker board. This is my first board, looking to buy a camber snowboard. Is it going to be a hard transition? It may be a hard transition, yeah, because if you've had, it depends on which board it is exactly, but if you've only had like that flat to rocker board, it's probably been a pretty mellow, catch-free ride. So going to camber, you're gonna feel like you do have to be more aware of your edges, just going from through your turns. So be a bit aware of that. You may catch your tail a little bit in between turns once in a while, or it may just happen once. So that's something to look out for. But you'll probably notice that with the full camber, you'll have more control for riding at high speeds. So yeah, you'll definitely notice a difference. Maybe look at, it also depends on which camber board you're looking at too, because Some of them have a bit of like hybrid camber where they've got some rocker out towards the tip and tail, or some of them also have that like bit of just camber but a slight rocker in between too, sort of mellowing it out a bit. So yeah, take a look at some different cambers, but you'll notice some difference, not a ton. Unpaid Kemma says, hey Kevin, my wife really loves snowboarding. Since having our son 2 years ago, she's developed a massive fear of getting off the chairlift. Do you have any advice? Yeah, definitely. So if she's afraid of getting off the chairlift, the best thing to do is to actually find an area on the run where you can just practice your 1 foot riding and stopping like over and over again. So find like a mellow slope that flattens out just like it does at the top of the chair, and practice that 1-footed riding and then stopping just until you're really comfortable with that. Because what happens at the top of the chairlift, if it's the getting off that she's afraid of, oh yeah, okay, you said it is the getting off the chairlift. So yeah, getting off of it, it's not the height of the chair. But yeah, if you practice it a lot ahead of time, then it'll really build your confidence so that when it's time to get off the chairlift, you can do it no problem. So yeah, that's what I would do. Just practice it until you can ride down with 1 foot, drag your toe in the snow or drag your heel in the snow to stop. And yeah, then you should have the confidence to do the chair. S&T says, greetings from Germany. Orange Please says, do you ever bring snacks onto the mountain? I've brought bananas in my jacket pocket in the past, but that can be some risky business in case you fall. Yeah, definitely with a banana. I usually bring like some kind of like bar up there, like a Cliff bar, Lara bars, Luna bars, some kind of bar. I'll put 1 or 2 in my pocket, and that's usually my snack. I rarely will eat lunch like in the middle of snowboarding. I usually like may have something to eat before and after with a snack in between. But yeah, some kind of like energy bar is usually my go-to. Awesome, guys. Just gonna scroll down a little bit to get caught up. We got Bad Riders with another super chat. Thanks for this support, man. He says, I found SPC is more of a riding community. I found SPC is more of a riding community. DWCP. Awesome. I can't remember what that stands for, but yeah, shout out, Adam. Definitely a riders community for sure. Awesome. Shout out to Martin, Andrew Mock. Andrew says, nice setup. Thanks, man. Martin says, thank you, Kev. You're the best. You're the best, Martin. Thanks for watching, brother. Just going to scroll down a little bit. We got another Kevin. He says, hey, Kev, cheers from New Jersey. Shout out, man. Thanks for watching from New Jersey. And Jose Bautista with a $20 super chat. Thanks, Jose. If you've got a question or comment, man, hit me up. Bautista, love that name. Beeswax wants to know, will you go heli riding in MZ? Where's MZ? I don't know if I'm going to go heli riding. I would love to go it. I'd love to do it. Definitely the price of it has held me back so far with heli boarding, but yeah, maybe someday. Mac Polo says, Whistler versus Kicking Horse. Well, I haven't been to Kicking Horse, so I don't know, but I think Kicking Horse may have better snow quality, but I feel like Whistler may have like a bigger variety of runs. Kicking Horse is probably quieter too. Whistler's getting pretty busy. But yeah, I'd love to check out Kicking Horse just to see what it's like. Callum Lee says, have you heard of the Chill Factory in Manchester, England? It's the steepest slope in the whole UK. Oh, wow. No, I haven't heard of it, but I'll have to, it's in Manchester. If I'm ever near Manchester, I'll definitely check out the Chill Factory. And Hugo says, "Hi Kevin, you have to come to Portugal." Yeah, maybe at some point for sure. And Sean Ponzini says, "Mammoth versus Whistler." I think like for the terrain overall, I feel like Whistler has better terrain. The mountain's a bit bigger. You have more variety of runs. Mammoth definitely does have some cool like alpine terrain though, and a good variety. I do find it's also easier to get around Whistler. You can pretty easily just get from one spot to the other, where Mammoth it's kind of hard to get across all those lifts that you guys got going on down there. But Mammoth, I don't know which park is better, but I've heard like great things about Mammoth's park. So Mammoth might have the edge on the terrain park there, but Whistler's got a decent park setup too. So a couple of good things about each for sure, depending on like, yeah, what you prefer to ride. Mammoth probably has more sunny days too, which is nice. And Jose Bortisa with another $5 super chat says, "Will you come to the East now that Epic Pass bought most of the East?" Oh, very cool. Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't really read too much in on like what resorts the Epic Pass bought, like with Vail. But yeah, maybe I'll have to take a look and yeah, hit up some of those East Coast resorts now. Maybe fill me in on a couple of the highlights of what Vail bought there. Karsten has a question about my car. How are you liking the new Honda Passport? Yeah, loving it. Yeah, I recently got a new car a couple months ago, and we do so many like trips and like driving through the snow that I tried to get the best one to fit all the snowboard gear in, and then also be good for driving through snow. So I picked up the Honda Passport down in Vancouver, and yeah, I've been loving it. Lots of room for all the snowboard gear, and haven't had the chance to drive through the snow yet. But I think once we get some snow, I think it's just gonna crush it. It's gonna be flying through the snow, no problem. So far it's been great. Yeah, thanks for asking. And Snowboard Life 14 says, "Hey Kevin, what was it like when you first started videoing yourself? Were you nervous or was it kind of easy?" No, I wasn't nervous, but it was difficult. It was very difficult. It's like the whole idea of just talking to the camera was very strange. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's making me realize how kind of weird it is to be talking to a camera. But yeah, when I first started, it was difficult. It was hard to just say like what you're thinking to a camera, because there's just the lens there. But yeah, once you kind of like, you just got to do it more and more, and then you get used to it, and you kind of like organize your thoughts ahead of time. And yeah, it was pretty difficult. It was also just it was challenging just learning. There's so much to learn, but it was just a lot of little things. And so just by doing it more and more, it just helped me to get that confidence to do it more. And I really enjoy it now. And now that doing the live chats, it's amazing because I can see you guys are all there. So that makes it a lot easier to do the videos as well. And really tough question from JRO DAROD 2006. Where is the best place you've ever boarded? That's too tough. I don't know. There's been so many great places. I actually did a video recently with like the top 10 most epic views that we've snowboarded at, so maybe check out that video. I kind of go through a top 10 list there. They're not necessarily like the best places I've boarded, but some of the best views. But yeah, there's so many. Every place is so different. It's hard to pick just one. And Kevin says, going to Whistler Blackcomb next January, inspired by your videos. Oh, awesome. Do you prefer Whistler or Blackcomb for intermediate rider? For an intermediate rider, I would say definitely Blackcomb. There's just like a lot more consistent sort of like blue type runs. And I find that Blackcomb is a little bit less busy as well, and a little bit more friendlier to snowboarders in terms of like the pitch of the terrain. So definitely, I think Blackcomb is my choice. Tim Ho says, what days are you going to be in New Zealand? So yeah, we land September 4th and we leave the 15th. So I think we're going to be snowboarding from the 5th until the 14th. Those will be the days like on the snow. And I think we're going to be staying in Wanaka, New Zealand. All right, we got Karen Gardner with a super chat. Shout out Karen, $7.99 Australian. Thanks for the support. She says hashtag NZ Trip Fund, hashtag Aussie Trip Fund. Yeah, Karen, hopefully we'll see you in NZ again, and you can show us some of those runs over in Perisher. That'd be great. Yeah, maybe taco fund on me next time we meet up. Andrew Spencer says, hey Kev, love the videos, mate. What's your take on the snow conditions and terrain in Australia compared with other countries? It's kind of hard for me to say because we've only been in Australia sort of at the end of their season in September, sort of like, I guess that's like the spring for the Australian season. So it's kind of been like everywhere else, a bit slushy, a bit warmer, lots of sun, which is great. But it definitely actually exceeded my expectations last year when I went. I thought it was really fun. Definitely worth checking out. I think the best thing though is it's always to just pay attention to the weather, the season that places are having, and then kind of gauging it that way. Even here in Whistler, like the season from season to season is different from month to month, and so it's hard to judge like what the snow is going to be like. You almost need to pay attention to the weather and then head some place where the snow is just having a good season. So yeah, last year was great, and yeah, we'll see what it's like this year. Daniel C., what board would you recommend that gives it all? Solid for carving, but no shift. Allow for presses and butters. Yeah, I would say a good all-around board, so presses, butters, and carving. I would check out the GNU Space Case, or a board that's like similar to this one. I know that they're not going to be making the Space Case anymore, but check out some of the GNU boards that have, or LibTech boards. I like the ones that have the C2 profile. The C2 profile, I think, has that balance of giving you the ability to carve and to do presses. Even some of the C3 boards that are on the softer side, maybe like the LibTech box knife or something like that. Some of those boards. And then for carving as well, I love the Magnetraction makes carving super easy too. Aiden wants to know what mountains in Oz you coming to. So right now I think we're planning Perisher and Thredbo, but we're going to look into going to some of the other spots as well. But yeah, so far just going to head into Jindabyne and go to those spots. Bad Rider says Aussie snow is convenient, but New Zealand snow is just better. Then there's Japan. Yep, that's true. Flashgate 321 says, what's a good board for free riding in powder and off drops, but also good for some freestyle? Good question. Yeah, that's a tough question. That's a tough one because usually what makes a board great for powder is that it's got a taper to it. So like a larger nose, smaller tail, but then that design isn't good for freestyle elements. So you may want to look at something that you almost have to like compromise and have less of a taper. So less of that float on the front foot and a little bit more of a twin shape for the freestyle element. So maybe, check out boards like, the Battalion Magic Carpet, or even the Battalion Magic Carpet, and then there's also like a Yes 2020. Some of those style boards they're like a twin board, but they also have some tech in the nose and tail to help them float. So yeah, check out some of those. And Ramey's on here. What's up, Ramey? He says, hey, Kevin, I'm already in Brazil, counting the days for the trip to Chile. United Airlines destroyed my snowboard bag. Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, man. Oh, dude, United Airlines destroyed your snowboard bag. Ah, so sorry to hear that, Rami. Well, I hope you're having a great time in Brazil, though. Hope there's some nice weather down there. And yeah, so we're going to be in, yeah, we booked a week. And I guess, yeah, what's that? Echo Box near Nevados de Chillán. So we're there from the 2nd until, so far we have it, I think we're booked from the 2nd till the 9th. And we're going to kind of look at the weather and then decide where we should book the rest of the trip after the 9th. But yeah, we'll see you down there, man. Yeah, I can't wait to get down to Chile. Hope everything gets sorted out with your board bag. Nick off to Mort with the $2 super chat. Thanks for the support, Nick. He says thanks for the content. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for watching. All right, I think I kind of lost my spot here. Just gonna scroll down a little bit. Kyle says, just wanted to say thanks for all the videos. Had trouble on my toe edge, and last season it just clicked. Awesome, like riding a bike. Nice. And was flying down the mountain. Amazing, Kyle. That's great to hear. Yeah, that toe edge can be tough to start, but then yeah, once you got it and you get that balance and confidence, and you're good to go. Santi Marto says, how many hours do you ride in a day? Good question. So I think the typically I maybe ride 5 or 6 hours. So it's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, like usually I'm almost like the last one on the mountain. I feel like we usually have like a slow start, but then once we get into snowboarding, it's like we want to just continue riding and like, yeah, always up there, maybe the last one. So I would say maybe from 10 until 4, that's like a typical day. And if the weather's not like, if it's not like a good powder day, if it's a good powder day, we'll be up there earlier, maybe like 9 till 4. But if it's just a day just to go up and cruise or to ride in the park, then maybe a little bit later, like 11 to 4. So kind of fluctuates with depending on the weather. Snowboard Life 14. Hey Kevin, was it easy for you to learn how to do rails? Because I can't seem to do one. No, it's pretty difficult. It's definitely difficult for me still, like on rails. I would say try to find something that's small. Start small. Start on something that you can just either like just ride right onto, and with low consequence, low to the ground, and yeah, just build it up from there. Just start on the small ones. Learn a bunch of tricks on a small one first. Before trying some of the larger ones. All right. Bad Rider says, how long did it take you to set up that backdrop, Kev? Really digging the lodge vibe. Nice, man. Thanks. Yeah, so I think it only took maybe like a couple hours. But yeah, it didn't all come at once. So I kind of had the backdrop and then this shelf set up a few days ago. Then I just got this shelf today, which I should set up minutes before the live chat started. I actually sought to put a few more screws into that. And then you guys can't see it, but I got a bunch of like lights behind me here and a few new lights to kind of brighten things up. And yeah, had that set up, just takes like a few minutes. Yeah. And there's kind of some empty boxes and stuff around, so I got a bit of cleaning up to do. So yeah, a couple hours, but yeah, I think it's worth it. What do you guys think? It kind of looks like a bit cleaner, a bit of a cleaner setup. And Nick says, found your beginner content when I started, could never imagine not having another season for the rest of my life. Awesome, Nick. Yeah, same. Just yeah, snowboard every year until never stop, really. Just keep going. Devin Reed says, Never Summer Prototype 2, difference between LibTech Travis Rice Pro. Nice, man. Yeah, that's a good question. Those boards are kind of similar because they both have that like sort of camber under the feet and rocker in between. So that sort of profile is very similar. I'm not sure which one is stiffer. I feel like they both might be sort of like the medium flex. Like a medium-ish flex. So I think they're kind of similar in that regard as well. I think the biggest difference though is that the LibTech has the magnet traction, so that like wavy serrated edge that gives you grip. I know that Never Summer has some kind of like grippy technology on their boards as well, but I'm not as familiar with it. But yeah, very similar boards. They're both made in the States as well, which I've heard they both use like very good woods in their boards. So I think you can't go wrong either way. I think if you like the magnet traction, go with the LibTech. If magnet traction is not important to you, then go with the Never Summer. So yeah, a couple of good choices there. And Benjamin says, I tried to pick up the LibTech Travis Rice Orca board this past season, but it sold out everywhere. Do you think they'll be available again this upcoming winter? If not, what's a good alternative? Awesome question. I think they will be available again. So they're coming out with one. It's not the blue top sheet, it's a black top sheet. And it looks pretty cool. It looks like an orca kind of like face on the top. And so yeah, they're definitely coming out with another one this year, and I imagine they're going to make a lot more of that board so that everyone, because I know it did get it sold out pretty quickly. So yeah, definitely I think you can go onto like a website like evo.com if you're in the States and pre-order it. So that's an option. A board that's like that I think is sort of comparable would be something like the Never Summer Swift. That's a board I've actually been taking a look at getting as well. And so it's got a similar base profile with the rocker in between, camber under your feet for that pop and support. And it's also got like a bit of a swallowtail, or like a shorter tail, but it still has a tail on it. And the nose of it is quite a bit bigger too than the tail as well. So you got some taper. So I would say the Never Summer Swift is a comparable board. Maybe check out that one. And I'm sure there's some others out there as well. But just yeah, look around. And but yeah, the closest I would say is Never Summer Swift. Snowboard Life 14 wants to know, Kevin, do you have a pet? I don't have a pet. My wife Jill, she wants to get a dog, but we're not allowed to have dogs at our place. So maybe when we move, maybe if we get our own place someday, we'll get a dog. And Anuj, I think I'm saying that right, says, what advice can you give to a beginner to be able to put more weight on their lead foot? I noticed I was able to link a few turns on steeper slopes, but as I grew more tired, I started leaning back. Yeah, so that's a super common problem. I would say the best thing to do to help you lean forward is to actually take your front hand. So my front hand is my right, I'm right foot first, and like reach it down towards the snow in front of the nose of your board. And the more that you can reach with that front hand, the more it'll help you get your weight forward. So yeah, just reach that front hand forward towards the snow, and that'll really help you get your weight forward. Chuck Van says, hey Kev, how much room are you making in your luggage for 2020 boards on the Southern Hemi trip? Good question. Actually, we don't have a lot of 2020 snowboards. Haven't been able to get our hands on many 2020 boards, so we're going to be riding some 2019 boards, I think. So the Orca is getting fixed right now. I may bring that. I think we're going to be doing some split boarding, so I've got my Jones Solution split board over there. I think I'm going to be bringing that one. And I don't think I'm going to bring a park board. I think like we'll probably be doing more free riding. So at the moment, those two boards, and looking into possibly picking up, just buying a board down in Vancouver to bring as well. Actually, I guess I got to bring a board to Australia too, a park board. So maybe I'll probably bring the Capita DOA. That's like, the Capita DOA is like wide enough. I think it's like it'll be good in the slush in Australia for riding park. So those three I think will be pretty decent. All right, just gonna scroll down a little bit, guys. Thank you guys for all the questions. Eric H says, "Hey Kevin, thanks for the fat map." Excuse me, guys. Tip: I've been catching out runs on the resort. I was hitting up. Oh, sorry. Hey Kevin, thanks for the fat map tip. I've been checking out runs on all the resorts I want to hit up this winter. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, stoked on that fat map as well. If you guys haven't yet, check out the video I did earlier this week, and it's like my top 3 snowboard apps, and it's like genuinely like 3 apps that I've been using a lot recently. The fat map, it's like it gives you like a 3D layout of whichever run or whichever resort you want to go to, and then also gives you like descriptions on different runs, and even runs that aren't on the trail map, sort of like secret shoots or anything like that. And it's pretty cool. So yeah, fat map, I've been using that a lot. I've been like exploring Whistler a lot and like looking at runs I want to do next winter. And then there's also an app is called snowforecast.com. There's a website and an app, and been using that one a lot to look at Chile in the upcoming trip, and like trying to plan where we're going to go based on the snow and the weather conditions. And they've been getting a lot of snow in the south. So there's 2 areas in Chile. There's like the northern resorts near Santiago, and they haven't had much snow at all. And in the south, near Corralco and Nevados de Chillán, they've just been getting tons of snow down south, about 5 hours from Santiago. And so we've decided to go there to start our trip off, and it's really been thanks to that app, snowforecast.com. And there's my friend David, he has this app, it's called Uller, the Uller app, and it's like a terrain park app. So you can go to your local terrain park, take pictures of features, and then upload them to the app. And it's almost like a crowdsourced terrain park app where you can share photos of features. You can become like king of a feature by taking a photo and like doing a trick, and then people vote on it. So yeah, really cool way to share with people like what terrain park features are out there. And that's like another cool thing with like planning a trip, to like know what the terrain park is going to be, and yeah, just have other riders sharing that with you. So yeah, some really cool apps out there. All right. Yeah, oh, you know what? I may do a beanie giveaway. Just love giving out beanies to say thank you to you guys. So it won't be this one. Actually, I'll just grab a beanie and do a giveaway. So if you guys want to win a Snowboard Pro Camp beanie, all you gotta do is leave a question, and I'll randomly choose somebody, and the winner, all you have to do is send me a direct message on Instagram, and give me your full name and address, and I'll mail you out a Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. And for everyone, if anyone else wants to pick up a beanie, I'll put a link after this is done in the description to where you guys can pick up Snowboard Pro Camp beanies or stickers. All cool ways to support the channel. But yeah, I love giving out beanies to you guys. Shout out to everyone that comes and hangs out for the live chat. And yeah, I'll do that in like a couple minutes. I'll give everyone... All right, we're back. Okay, cool. Just cut it there for a second. But yeah, shout out, thanks everyone for the 53 likes. Yeah, and we'll do the beanie giveaway shortly. All right, lots of people. And Santi Marto says, 2 weeks ago I hurt my shoulder when I hit a bump. Zero visibility, snowy and windy. Do you ride when it's very difficult to see and land? When it's like difficult conditions, I usually, definitely tune down the riding. I find like, it's definitely not worth it to take the risk of like injuring yourself because you can't see. So yeah, when the visibility is bad and all that, I usually kind of try to take it easier, especially if you have almost zero visibility. It's like, you almost got to go into that like Kung Fu, like, master style of like almost like riding with your eyes closed, and that can be difficult. So yeah, ride slower, especially if you're not 100% familiar with the terrain. You don't want to be like riding over. Actually, recently up on the Whistler Glacier, we were up there, and it was like pretty much a whiteout, and I like rode off this like 5-foot drop, and it really sucked because I didn't see it coming. So it's like the worst drops and bumps and stuff are the ones that you don't see coming. So that's that can definitely suck. And Engen's on here too. Engen's popping in with a €2 super chat. Thanks, man. One of the OGs. He says, "Lovely set, Kevin." Awesome. Thanks, Engen. Appreciate it, man. And Anuj Saluja says, "Thoughts on the GNU Carbon Credit 2020?" Yeah, that looks like a really fun, kind of like a bit of like a do everything board, a little bit terrain park leaning, but yeah, the GNU Carbon Credit looks pretty cool. It's got the magnet traction. I think it's got the C2 profile. It's got I think it has what's it called? But yeah, it's a pretty cool board. I think it's a board that I might pick it up next year as well. But yeah, loving the GNU boards. And Harry says, "Can you convince David to go to Oz with you?" Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna let him know. So, Engen says Carbon Credit is ASIM. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. ASIM. Oh, it's got a BTX profile. So it's got the banana. Is that the Banana Tech? Justin Vasey is on here. What's up, Justin? He says, "Kev, you should bring your Deep Thinker to Chile." Oh, the Deep Thinker. Okay, yeah, that's one I should. I'll possibly bring the Deep Thinker. Justin, are you going to be in Chile in August? It'd be cool to meet up, man. All right, so gonna do the beanie giveaway. So yeah, to enter for the beanie, all you have to do is leave a comment, and then the person that wins, I'm just going to send me a DM on Instagram at Snowboard Pro Camp. Give me your full name and full address, and I'll get this mailed out as soon as possible. So yeah, let's do the beanie giveaway here. Just gonna randomly scroll and just randomly pick somebody. Oh wow, there's a lot of comments. All right, so we got Axel La Toyson. You're the winner, man. Axel. Very cool name. And Axel had a question. When are you going down under to see you, mate? To see us, mate. So yeah, we're gonna be in Australia the September 15th to 21st. And Axel, if you want to DM me on Instagram, I'll send this beanie out to Australia for you. Thanks for the question, Axel. I hope you're still watching. All right. Oh, Axel's on here. Will do, mate. Thanks. Awesome. Congrats, man. All right. Let's go for a few more questions. Shout out to Nos. Just made it in for the end of the super chat. Thanks, man. And Jen saying that the Carbon Credit's a good beginner, all around, do it all board. Nice, man. Yeah. Peter says, "Love the vids, Kev. Cheers me up all the time." Awesome, Peter. Thanks, man, for tuning in. Yeah, love having you guys on here. And Bad Rider says, "David can chase animals around while you ride." Yeah. That was TJ chasing those sheep in the video, but yeah, he can be the one just chasing the animals and the sheep while we're up snowboarding. Karen wants to know any experience with Nidecker boards. No, I've never ridden a Nidecker snowboard. I feel like they don't. It's not a board that you see often in Whistler, so we'll have to maybe check some of those out. Lucas, what do you think of Sims boards? I got a new setup last year and I'm loving it. Awesome, man. Yeah, well, Sims was one of the very first snowboard makers, one of the first, maybe if not the first, like around with Burton. And one of my first snowboards is actually a Sims as well, and I really liked it. So yeah, I think they're pretty cool. They don't make like a huge line of boards, but yeah, I haven't ridden one in like many years, so I'm sure they make some awesome boards. Glad you like it. NGen says, did you send in the Orca, Kev? I didn't send it in. I'm actually just getting it fixed. I think when I brought it in to get it fixed and he started looking at it, I think it was possibly my fault why the base was actually cracked. So there's a crack in the base, and it's getting repaired as we speak, and so gonna have it ready for Chile. It should be good, possibly tomorrow, all fixed up and ready to go. So I was thinking I'd rather just get it fixed, pay for it. It wasn't that expensive, and then I'll have that board. And I wanted to keep the blue Orca as well. I was afraid if I sent it in for a warranty or something, they may send me the black one. So I'm gonna keep the blue one, and yeah, I just got it fixed up. Awesome, guys. Chuck Van says, been good park and carving conditions, sunny days, firm snow, itching for a storm. Could always do with pow days. Yeah, definitely looking forward to riding some powder down south, down in your guys' winter. That'd be great. Awesome. So thinking to end the live chat there. Shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the 60 likes and everyone that did the super chat. And shout out to Axel. You won the Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. If you guys are interested in some beanies, links below, all the videos to SPC merch and to the gear we ride. Other great ways to support the channel. And yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in. One more super chat from NGen. NGen with the €5. Thanks, man, for the support. He says, Kevin, got a few good boards waiting for you for the Euro trip. Libtech Hot Knife. Oh, wow. Hot Knife. Doughboy and Climax. Oh, man. Sounds awesome. Yeah. That's, I think this year is going to be the year of the Euro. So we're definitely heading out to Italy, and probably be there actually in the fall too. Some early season riding this fall. So, and Jen, man, hopefully get to ride with you a couple times. But yeah, thanks for lining up some boards for us. And yeah, thanks for the super chat, man. But yeah, stoked to get back out to Europe. The Alps are just insane. They're just so huge. And let's do a couple more questions now that I'm back into this. I see a few more. Dananjay says, hey Kev, what do you think about Battalion Goliath snowboard? Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool board. It's actually, I'm looking at a few battalions at the moment, but the cool thing with the Goliath, I think it's like a little bit stiffer than the typical battalion board. And so you kind of got that mix of camber and stiffness to be riding with stability. And then at the same time, you still have the battalion 3BT technology, so that spoon shape and the tip and tail to kind of like give you that more catch free ride. So yeah, if you're into sort of that combination, if you want to maybe do some butters and presses and have it really catch free, and at the same time have it like that beefy enough board to ride at some high speeds, then yeah, the Goliath could be the board for you. Looks like a lot of fun. Nas says, haha, good call on the blue Orca design. Kills, glad it's getting fixed. Repair photos looked intense. Yeah, I was a little bit worried in there at first, but I think it's going to be all good. And Karan says going to come to Canada next season for the first time on the slopes. Any thoughts on Fernie versus Whistler? Yeah, I actually haven't been to Fernie, but I've heard lots of great things. The tough part about Whistler is it's like so busy now that it's busy and it's expensive. But yeah, I would Man, I would check out Fernie. Go check out Fernie. I think if I was going to recommend a trip, it's hard to recommend Whistler just because it's so busy here. But if you do come to Whistler, it is incredible. It's a massive place, lots of runs, lots of things to do in the town. The weather is kind of hit or miss, but when the weather's good, it's incredible. So I feel like you're going to have a great time either way. But yeah, either one of those is great. Karen Gardner, do you fly to Sydney or Melbourne this time? So we fly into Sydney this time. We're going to rent a car and drive out. And last time it was Melbourne because I'd never been to Melbourne before and it was cool to spend some time there. But this time we're going to get to Sydney, drive straight from the airport to the mountain and just get straight into snowboarding this time. And Jen says he has both orcas. Oh, wow. Very cool. Karen says, you'll come past my house, Kevin, so TJ can call in and chase our bison if he's game. All right. Sweet. I think I'm going to keep TJ in the car this time. He's not allowed to get out of the car on the trip. No more chasing animals around. David A. Paul says, hey, Kev, you're going to be in Colorado this year. So yeah, I think this upcoming year, we're going to try to play the weather. We're going to really keep an eye on the weather sort of more locally in North America. So if Colorado is getting some good snow, we're just going to, book the trip down there, get down to Colorado. So nothing planned yet, but weather depending, we'll definitely be in Colorado. Yeah, love getting down there. Where do you recommend for us to go? Like we've definitely hit up Keystone and Breckenridge and Copper quite a bit, but would love to check out some of the other spots too. And Axel, what is your favorite resort in Japan, considering doing back-to-back winter seasons this year? Nice, man. My favorite place, I guess, Niseko is pretty amazing just because the snow quality was really, really incredible there. The terrain was definitely not as big or as difficult as was on the southern island in Hakuba. So I would say Hakuba has more challenging terrain and bigger terrain, but I think Niseko has better snow quality, and Niseko probably has better trees as well. Not just Niseko, but some of the other resorts around there. But yeah, I'm definitely not an expert yet, but I think we're going to go back to the North Island, Hokkaido, and back to Niseko and some of those other places around there. It was just that those cold temperatures and like amazing powder snow that can't pass it up. Definitely got to go back to Japan again for sure. And Jen says a good repair shop can do wonderful repairs. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, share it to CSM Whistler. Nathan down there, I think he's really gonna just do a proper job on it. Santi Marto says, when do you recommend to ride in Whistler? I would say like anywhere December through like March is good. I guess ideally like January to March. And if you can, avoid all the like major holidays, and yeah, you should be sweet. Zach Smoic says, describe Whistler in one word and why. Describe Whistler in one word. I would say, oh man, I feel like this is like a trick question. It's I would say like just like everything. It's got everything. You can kind of, and the reason the word would be everything is because there's literally every type of snowboarding. You can ride like alpine with like chutes and rocks and steep riding, incredible tree riding, terrain parks, so beginner slopes, and it's got about everything in there. Harry Petith, when are you planning on coming to Oz in New Zealand? So we're going to be there. We leave here September 1st, and then our plane comes back September 21st. So those are that's the range we're going to be down New Zealand, Australia. And Amy Ray says, have you ever been to Mount Bachelor in Bend, Oregon? Yeah, I've been 2 trips to Mount Bachelor, and definitely, yeah, love it. Love Mount Bachelor, just that like the volcano feel, like how you can ride down 360 degrees, and it's always been like great powder snow and like great tree riding every time it's been to Bachelor, so love it. Also love Bend too, such a cool town, being in the desert there, so very cool. All right. Oh, Shade wants us to tell. Can you tell us a joke, please? Oh man, I don't have any jokes. I don't know. No jokes are coming to me off the top of my head. Ricky Hines says, have you ever been to Banff? I haven't actually. No, never been to Banff. Awesome, guys. So yeah, we're at the 1 hour 15 mark. I think I'm just gonna call it there. Would love to talk to you guys longer, but I can feel my throat starting to get sore from talking too much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone for the super chat. Shout out to Axel for winning the beanie. If you send me over on Instagram, just send me a DM and I'll send this out to you ASAP. And yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in, everyone for the likes. And yeah, I'll see you guys back on here next week. And yeah, more videos to come. We'll be in Chile soon, and then New Zealand and Australia. Hopefully get to meet up with as many of you guys as possible. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.